Hey guys, go to hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. We got the peach, we got the watermelon, we got the pina colada, and the blue raspberry. We are currently live in over 300 stores in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And if you're heading out to the Major League ballparks this summer, make sure to check us out in the Miami Marlins Stadium, as well as Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We are live inside all three stadiums. So if you're down in Florida this year, check us out. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin' Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News, kids. Just me today. It's just Papa Bear. D'Anthony Holloway is currently getting tested for COVID. That's fun, huh? You should have masked up. That's his fault. Joel, do you have it? Do you have the vid? Do you have the China flu? You guys live together. I know you guys bunk up. You're pretty tight up there. Are you good back there, Joel? Give us a thumbs up if you're alive.
We got a thumbs up from Joel.
All right, Joel's alive.
I do want to say, last time Joel had COVID, me and him face to face,
Yeah.
I didn't get it. So I think he's fine now.
Okay, we'll find out. Either way, show goes on, kids. You know the rules here. When I was dying in the hospital of AIDS, show went on. If D'Anthony ends up dying of AIDS, China AIDS, show goes on. We're doing it. Show goes on in Alabama this weekend as well. Starting tomorrow, we will be at Corks and Tops in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at 4:30 p.m. doing a little tasting sesh for Hard AF Seltzer. Pop on out and join us. Also, we'll be live from the Alabama-Texas game Saturday at noon. High noon, kids. From Ramajama, right across from the old stadium, old Bryant Denny Stadium there. Gotta be honest with you, going back and forth on this one. I know I picked Texas a few weeks ago. I think I'm going Alabama. I'm sorry.
How long have you lived here?
I'm sorry, Texas fans. I thought you were back.
How long have you lived here? And we tell you every fucking year.
They're not back. I know. They're not back, but here's the thing. The money wasn't laid down. I made the right choice just in time. Watch, Texas ends up housing them on Saturday. We'll see. And then tonight's game, we got the Chiefs opening up against the Detroit Lions. First NFL game of the year. We're all betting on this on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. I went with the Lions tonight, so we'll see how that shakes out. I'm not sure about the Kelsey injury. Teased it up. It'll be posted in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook here shortly. Please go ahead and sign up. It is free. The only rule is just don't be an asshole. Now let's get to the news, shall we? First up, well, this isn't a huge shock. Mayor Eric Adams of New York City warned that the raging migrant crisis will destroy New York City and tore into President Biden for ignoring his pleas for help, saying the White House has given no support for the thousands of asylum seekers arriving each month. Weird thing, Eric. Oh, man, we live in a state called Texas, right on the border there. We've asked for help, too, for years down here. Guess who wasn't listening? Old President Biden. Let's take a little peek-sees of what Mayor Adams had to say this morning. It's not fun. Buckle up. Play that clip, Bobby.
Support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We had a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you ask me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this. I said it last year when we had 15,000. And I'm telling you now, with 110,000, the city we knew we're about to lose. And we're all in this together, all of us. Staten Island is saying, send them out to Manhattan. Manhattan is saying, send them out to Queens. Queens is saying, send them out to Brooklyn. No, it's not the game we can play. Open the floor up.
Open the floor up, Eric. Now, everything he just said in that video is a complete lie. Why? Well, Twitter exists. And it just so happened back on October 20th, 2021, when he posted this, I commented underneath it. So I have a little insight into it. Now, Eric Adams, and I quote, said, "We should protect our immigrants, period. Yes, New York City will remain a sanctuary city under an Adams administration." Oh, but will it, Eric? Will it?
See, this is what I admire about him.
That he's able to walk it back?
I don't think every day he wakes up is the first day he's ever lived.
It's crazy.
You know
I wish
I mean?
I would look. I wish I could live my life like that, and it's amazing here.
He's never, like, the day before has never existed.
It's unbelievable. And now,
what's the Adam Sandler movie? 51st Dates.
51st Dates.
Every
yeah.
day he wakes up and he's like, "What?
Whoa!
I'm the mayor?
What's going on here?" Now, in case you're wondering how many migrants are actually there, it's roughly 110,000 in the past year. Texas has had over 2 million cross the border in the last year. If you couldn't handle 110,000, how the fuck is Texas supposed to handle it? Any answers for that, Eric? No, you don't. But you're a sanctuary city. And you were also one of the first people to label Trump a racist. So are you now the new blackface of white supremacy? Because when he got into office and said, hey, we want to build a wall, we want to build a fucking border, we want to protect our citizens in this country, he was racist. When COVID happened, shut down all incoming flights coming over from overseas, racist. Now that we have a migrant problem in your city, all of a sudden, holy shit, we got to do something. Why won't Biden do anything? Why won't Kamala do anything? She's the head of the fucking border security down there. Has she been one goddamn time? Has she been once in 3 fucking years down there? The answer's no, friend. It's not. So if you're hoping the rest of the Democratic Party is going to save you, they aren't. You're on your own. And this is only 110,000. Imagine if we shipped up the other 1.9 million that have crossed in the state of Texas this year. What the fuck would you do then? Now, if you're wondering where they're putting these people here, most of your favorite hotels in New York City are all full for the fall there. They're taking up all the rooms. I don't know how this city is going to exist that much longer. And if I'm Wheelchair down here in Texas, keep shipping them up there. If I'm Ron DeSantis down in Florida, keep shipping them up there. This is happening in every single major Democratic city right now, and you don't know what to do. Everything that you guys bitched about Trump is now happening in your own backyard, and now it's a fucking problem. Good luck solving it. Can't say we didn't warn you, but we did. Next up, Hunter Biden is going to be indicted. Well, if you actually believe that. It's a fun story. We'll see what happens, but I'm sure he'll magically get away exactly like the laptop story. Hunter Biden could face charges of illegally possessing a gun while he was using drugs following a bombshell court filing revealing prosecutors want to indict him by the end of September. The president's son had reached a plea deal that would have allowed him to avoid jail time for the firearms charges if he abided by parole conditions over 24 months. But now, charges that could land him up to 10 years in prison appear to be back on the table, according to a new filing signed by special counsel David Weiss. The Speedy Trial Act requires that the government obtain the return of an indictment by a grand jury by Friday, September 29th, 2023, at the earliest, the filing said. The government intends to seek the return of an indictment in this case before that date. Now, Hunter Biden is also under investigation for his foreign business dealings, which are also the focus of probes started by the White House Republicans in Congress. He was supposed to be spared jail time when Weiss, the U.S. attorney from Delaware, and his lawyers inked a plea deal where the younger Biden would plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor crimes of failure to pay more than $100,000 in taxes that he owed. Hunter had made more than $1.5 million in income in 2017 and 2018, and as part of the plea deal, he would avoid prosecution for the gun charge as long as he met certain conditions over a 24-month period. Now, Hunter had lied on a 2018 application when he tried to buy a gun, which says that you can't be an illegal drug user while owning a firearm.
So I'm sorry, this is the United States of America. And if you're too cool, you can't own a gun.
Look, I'm all for it, right? Hunter Biden fucking parties. I've said this from day one. There's nobody on this earth that I would want to party with other than Hunter Biden. Maybe Sheen pre-AIDS.
Exactly. He's top tier. He's God tier. But what is more fun than popping off a few rounds after cocaine and hookers?
I don't know. Nothing. Like nothing in this world. Problem is, there's a little election going on here, and this seems odd. I don't really get why this is all happening right now unless they want Biden out of there. Now, there was a story that popped up earlier this morning that said Democrats are real worried about the poll numbers. I don't know why today versus all the other days, but this seems odd. It almost seems like an out to get him out of the Democratic race for the 2024 election. The problem is, who do you replace him with? Especially after what lovely Mayor Eric Adams said earlier. If it's Gavin Newsom, same problems are happening in California there.
Everyone hates him.
I know, dude. I don't know how he fucking runs. I don't know how any of this goes down. But it all feels like this is a setup to get him the fuck out of there. There's a story we're going to cover later where he just walked out of the Medal of Honor ceremony there. I mean, he has checked the fuck out of life. All of this seems a little odd for the timing here. I mean, we're less than 13 months out from the election now, and it seems like they want to get Biden out of there. This would be a convenient way to help his son, shield his son. I love my boy. Everything's going to be all right. I need to be with him in his time of need while he goes through this and processes this, and I need to get out of the election.
Does Hunter Biden then become an American hero?
He was a hero in my book. All of this would have been fine if they probably would have left Trump alone, and then it just would have been a fuck-up kid in the White House, and you're like, hey, dude, nobody would have cared. No one would have cared about this at all. It would have been like, all right, great. Let's kind of just move them on down the road here. We'll all have a good chuckle. If they got somebody sweet to play them on SNL, it would have been fun. We could have had them smoking crack and banging hookers during Weekend Update. It would have been great. But instead, now they're stuck with this shit show. And I think the only way out of this now is for him to drop out. Now, a photo of the form shows that he answered no when he was asked if he was an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any controlled substance. I'd love to see that photo. I just want to see if it was like a smiley face through the box there, one of those big, flirty check marks. What happened with that photo there when he decided to do it? You got it, Bob?
You just check a box.
Is that it?
Snooze.
What
yeah.
do they got circled there? Anything fun and flirty?
The question in question.
Oh, the question in question, that was it?
Yeah. The question you are referring to. Is
Okay.
what. So.
Why now, though? Like,
Wait.
why today? Why speed up this trial? It doesn't really make any sense to me. And again, unless they want him out of the White House, that's the only thing that I can possibly think of right now. I know Trump's trial is about to start. They just went live last night in the Fulton County courthouse there. That fucking judge is really angling to be the next Judge Ito down there in Fulton County, Georgia. God damn, you've never seen a happier white guy in front of a camera than that motherfucker down there. But with this, it seems like, we'll give you this one. You can kind of take that one. Now, Hunter Biden wrote about his extensive drug use during that period of his life in his 2021 memoir, Beautiful Things. That's not real. Is that a real book that he wrote? Can I pull up a cover of this? I just want to see the book cover.
Should we read an excerpt real quick?
Oh, boy. Not an excerpt. Can we just see the cover of this fucking thing? If it is what I think it is, it's going to be awesome. But pop up a cover of Beautiful Things. And why Beautiful Things? What was beautiful besides his crack pipe and his laptop in
Now
there?
you can pick this up at Target for $14.79.
Shut the fuck up. So it's him as a child there?
Yeah, I assume that's Joe, whose hand he's holding.
Yeah, it's like a Succession intro.
God, that's weird, isn't it? It looks identical to
He has
it.
a tiny grip of holding on to his father to keep him on the straight and narrow.
Oof. I mean, the cock is in the photo, but there's no face from Biden there. I wonder why. I wonder what the decision was.
Just to showcase his absenteeism.
I guess so. Usually you sit down with the publisher on that one. You pick out the pick. One would think they would have tried to squeeze the dad's head in there for more sales. But, looking at this looks like, it's the Succession intro.
It's not about.
Or a little John back in the 60s there.
This is the Carter 3.
It's fucking weird, dude. One more time, pop that thing up. Let me see the goddamn thing. Look at that.
Now pull up the Carter 3.
I know. Pull up the Carter 3 by Lil Wayne. It's a baby photo. I enjoy it. I've done it for one of my songs on iTunes. I put up a little baby photo. I think it was in 4th grade of myself for a song. So I enjoy it, but the whole timing of this seems very, very odd, and I can't figure it out. Now, Republicans in Washington complained that the president's son had gotten himself a sweetheart deal, but that all fell apart when he was in Wilmington, Delaware courtroom of the Trump-appointed U.S. District Judge Marilyn Noriega in late July. That's a fun name. So we'll see what happens on September 29th. I'll be waiting with bated breath. There's no fucking way he's serving jail time or anything, right? I mean, this
I don't know, man. Gun charges are, I feel like they're tough to beat.
If you were in New York, I would say yes. Like, New York is notorious in California for being ruthless against gun charges. Is this actually going down in Delaware, though?
I guess if the court was in Delaware.
Okay.
I mean, where did T.I. get gun charges?
Atlanta.
I mean,
Atlanta's though. That
another setup.
That was another. Look, they want every rapper. It's all you could search every fucking rapper's car or plane and find guns or drugs any day, time.
Why did they wait to then to do it to T.I.?
No idea. Why did they do it right now to Hunter? Unless there's some other ulterior motive here.
Equally talented artists.
T.I. and Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. And at their prime, you want to party with both for totally different reasons, right?
You want them together.
If you're with T.I., he's going to drug you with Tiny, his wife, and then they're probably going to both have sex with you. Fun.
Hunter, that's exactly what Hunter wants.
Same thing. You're going to get drugged, and then you're going to have sex with prostitutes. Maybe him. Fun. Both equally fun.
There will
Two
be
different times in
penises
life.
you didn't know were there that are there.
I know. They're going to be right in your face, and you're going to have the choice to make of how fucked up am I? Am I actually putting this thing in? And then how many more drugs do I want throughout the evening where it's like, hey, do I want to have one more rail? Should I put that penis in my mouth or should I not put
It's
the penis
being
in my
blown in you, and while you're making the decision, and it's just kind of like,
Blown is the right phrase right now, because it's front and back, friend, front and back.
Call it the hurricane.
Yeah. Speaking of parties, though, our first sponsors, ghostbed.com/drinking bros. If you are going to have a drug and prostitute party, make sure you're doing it on a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Half off right now. The bundle package. 50% off the mattress and the adjustable base. If you're looking through all the Hunter Biden videos and you're seeing him bang the prostitutes and smoking the crack in bed, know that you can do that in funner positions in a ghost bed because it comes with a remote control on that goddamn thing. You can move it up. You can move it down. You can put the legs all the way up. You can taco yourself in that goddamn bed with the prostitutes if you want. You have the option there. The most popular version is the Split King, which comes with 2 remote controls instead of 1, but all the goddamn fun. Go upsy downsy all aroundsies, got USB ports, flashlights, the whole shebang over there. Flashlights are great. If you're an older gentleman like Joe Biden, you're getting up in the middle of the night to take a little pee-pee out of that old ding-dong, you can just hit the flashlight. You're good to go. It lights up like a goddamn spaceship below. It's nice feature. Now, if you're saying to yourself, Ross, I've already got the adjustable base. I just need a mattress. You can get that for 40% off with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Also, you can get everything in the goddamn store for 40% with Drinkin Bros at checkout. That's the sheets. That's the pillows. That's the mattresses for the RVs. That's the weighted blankets. All of it is 40% off with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout over there. And the beauty is when you do check out, there's a 3-year pay-as-you-go program, no interest as long as you have decent credits. And all the deals I mentioned are applicable with that. So if you put fucking 80 mattresses in there and you check out, you're still getting 40% off of them. Then you stretch it out over 3 years. If you're running an Airbnb or some kind of sex ring, it's great. For that, load up, Johnny. Take 40% off of everything. And the whole goddamn store, 50% off the adjustable base. Stretch it out over 3 years. That's up to you. Next up, don't steal. Don't steal. A Melbourne man who overpowered and raped an intruder will spend at least 4 years in prison. Pull up a picture of this fine fellow if you have it, Bobby.
Gotta say, I think I agree with this one.
Yeah, let's see this little guy, if you wouldn't mind. Clay Holland, 32, faced the Supreme Court of Victoria on Tuesday when he was sentenced to 8 years imprisonment with a non-parole period of 4 years and 10 months. Now, Holland's victim, Shane Cox, had broken into a unit in Melton in Melbourne's West District in March of 2021, armed with a knife and wearing a mask. He had asked for money and drugs and was allegedly linked to others who had gone to the home to stand over a resident. Cox, who's 36, who was high on meth. God damn, that seems like a common theme today. Well, we got to pick. That was exactly what I was expecting him to look like, ironically. That's great.
He's just, it's all flashing before his eyes right now.
No, it's all great. It's all great. Cox, who was high on meth, was overpowered by Holland, who was a guest at the home. Cox was beaten with a baseball bat and was incapacitated on the floor, where Holland then raped him. His body was found at the scene under a pile of blankets a day later by police who arrived at the property on an unrelated matter. He was hogtied. What was the matter? What was the other thing that was going on there besides an intruder getting raped?
What happens at this house? This is like someone breaking into Buffalo Bill's house. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like you just find him in a fucking well in the basement.
It's a scene in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, it sure is.
Literally, yeah. This is literal Pulp Fiction.
This is literal Pulp Fiction at this point. Oh, boy, dude. He was hogtied. His mouth was duct taped, and his pants were pulled down to his upper thighs. Why was there a need to put upper thighs? And you could have just said pants pulled down. Like, now that image is rough.
Well, you
for
want
me.
to know that he didn't take the time to take them all the way off or even pull them to the knees. They like just enough room.
But was that part of the plan? Because you have to wonder, like, why not just go the full distance there if you're pulling down a man's
I guess
pants?
it's also harder to run.
Okay. Maybe. In March, a jury convicted Holland of one charge of rape, but he was found not guilty of manslaughter. Justice Christopher Beale described Holland's offending as a premeditated and particularly humiliating. Was it? Bob, what's your stance on this here?
I feel like, you can beat the shit out of him with a baseball bat, but you got to keep it in your pants.
You think so?
I think probably at that point, he's he's like unconscious at that point. You're just raping him.
But he broke into your house.
You don't get to do whatever you want to him.
I kind of think you do. Like, I kind of think it's up to the person at that point.
Well, it's up to the state, first of all.
Well, it is, because he got 4 years and 10 months here, but
But in theory, Ross, I'm with you. Like, you come into my house, whatever happens here is your fault.
yeah. Like, you came into my house, bro. Like, I was doing shit. What if he was mid-jack sesh?
Some people pay to have what I'm about to do to you done to them.
I know. What if he was mid-jack sesh and the guy was just so pissed? He was this close
Look, I don't feel bad
to
for
climax.
I don't feel bad for the meth addict who came in there with a knife.
Right.
Clearly would have murdered this guy if he could have.
Sure.
I don't feel bad for him, per se.
Okay, it kind of seems like you do, Bob.
But, I mean, there's a line, right? It's fun. It is funny, though, that...
Is there?
It is funny, though, that raping him is wrong. And I think it is. But if he had just swung the bat like 5 more times and bashed his brains out, totally legal.
If a guy comes in with a knife, high on meth, I think there should be a law that says you get to do whatever you want.
Here's the real question. If he wasn't high on meth, would it be okay to rape him? Or less or more okay to rape him?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, did that factor into his decision where he was just
I'm so mad that you were on meth trying to get at me. I'm going to make sure you remember this, or I don't know. Like,
now here's why.
Does it dilate?
But here's why I like it. It sends a nice message to the neighborhood, right? I don't know what Melbourne's like these days. Maybe it's like New York or San Francisco. What's up?
What if we don't know what kind of rape it was?
Right.
We're just assuming it was one way. What if the meth made him hard while he was knocked unconscious?
Not a prayer.
And he just
Not
caught the ride?
one single prayer. Then he wouldn't have gotten the years then.
But he did kill the man because it says here he was not charged with manslaughter.
Right. So he killed him, but did he rape him to death? Like, what?
Did he rape a dead body?
So now I've crossed the line.
All of this, here's the dark part of me. All of this I'm fine with. Like, all of it. You break into someone's house, bulls on parade. Do whatever you want.
So I think he was just, like, fucking his unconscious, bleeding out corpse.
Okay. Again, I don't see the issue here. Someone breaks into your house. Do whatever you want. Send a message to the neighborhood.
You're just fucking a vegetable.
That's what Joe Biden's doing. Like, who cares at that point? Do whatever you want to the individual. And again, it sends a very strong message to the entire meth community.
We should also round up
Don't do
this
this.
guy, though. Because even if you kill the guy, if you're fucking a dead body, we probably want you out the neighborhood.
Do you?
It's just like you get to do it, and you get your turn, but you can't live here.
Dominance.
You want this man behind bars.
Yeah.
You
Dominance.
don't want this man in the neighborhood.
No, dominance.
Your best case scenario is he's like a Suicide Squad member eventually. You know what I mean? Like you have like a mission that you can only send psychopaths on, and this is just like bat raper.
But
You know
he
what
was
I mean?
he was angry. He was pissed off. His house was broken into. I think this sends a strong message of dominance to everyone else.
I would feel better if he was high on meth.
I would argue this is probably not the first dead body he's fucked.
No. And what was the unrelated matter here in this case? I mean, that's what I'm dying to know. There is a dead, raped body in there, and you were coming for something totally different. I'm hoping it was like, hey, your heavy metal was too loud. Fucking Metallica was up too high.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what was it at that point? Was he partying with it? Was it a
Just here to
weekend at
check your
Bernie's
voter
sitch?
registration.
Yeah. Was
You
it a
know?
weekend at Bernie's sitch where it was just like, oh, shit, dude, and then he just decided to party with the body afterwards? Like, either way, man, I kind of stand with this guy, dude. I know that's dark, but hey, you break into somebody's house, let them do whatever they want. And if they're dead anyways, I mean, who cares at that point, you know?
God cares.
Does he? You'll go there eventually, and he'll be the judge.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy gets to judge.
But again, though, I will say to the Robert, anyone doing an armed B&E anywhere, but especially like Australia or Texas or something like that, because Australia is Texas basically. To me.
Yeah,
it's like
it feels like it.
it's
Hot
like
as
Anglo
shit,
Texas.
bugs. Yeah.
I mean, all bets are off if you're going to break into somebody's house with a knife.
Let us know in the comments here on YouTube here what you think. I side with the guy. I think you do whatever you want at that point. I think it could have gotten worse, if you want to be honest with you. I think this could have gone way worse if he wanted to. He deserved it. It's his house, you know? Maybe he was watching World Cup or something like that. They broke in, and he was just like, fuck this
Mate,
guy.
the footy's on.
I know.
You're interrupting
Damn
the footy.
it, dude. Damn it. Speaking of soccer, next up our sponsor is mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros, doubling that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Said it at the top of the show. Tonight's the night. We get in some shit. Deep cover on that incognito shit, dude. We got fucking Kansas City Chiefs against the Detroit Lions. Bob, do we know if Kelsey's playing yet? Did they say anything this morning? Or is this a game time decision?
He's testing his knee today.
He's testing it out
to
today?
see how it feels. Yeah. So we probably, and my guess is like either way, they're probably going to keep it close to the vest.
Okay.
Why? Because why would you?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I watched the Arizona Cardinals presser for no reason other than it was on last night in the background while I was sending emails, and they're not even naming a starting quarterback there. Not that it matters.
That doesn't matter.
No.
It could be me.
No. And he was like, oh, it's for a competitive advantage. No, it's not. You don't have a team. You don't have a team down there, okay? But for this is a big deal for the Chiefs. That is their one and only offensive weapon there other than Mahomes. And if he's out, I don't know. Look, I bet this game every year. I can't lay off of it. You guys know me. If you listen to Drinkin' Bros Sports with me and D'Anthony, I've got to put some money on it. I put 300. I teased it up, obviously. I like to watch the whole game, especially when I don't know what's going to happen in this. And like this one, I don't know. But I teased this up to 10.5. Took the Lions, and I teased the under up to 59 over there on mybookie.com. Took that old 7-point teaser tonight just because I want to watch it. Typically in real life, I wouldn't bet this game with Kelsey being out, but it's the opener, bro. I got to put something on it. I can't not bet on it. Also, again, we're heading out to Alabama tomorrow, hopefully, if D'Anthony can make it. I'll be there. Show goes on. We got Clayton Crawford. We got A.J. Buckley in the house, live from Ramajama at noon in Alabama there across from the stadium. I got a lot of money on that game. I got Alabama minus 6.5 in that game, and I'm all in. I'm all in. That's going to be one of my biggest bets of the weekend. Not only am I there and I'm getting to see the team in person, but Alabama's defense looked nasty. Worried about Texas' offensive line there. Whew, good luck. In a night game, it's Bryant-Denny Stadium. Good luck, friends. Either way, college football is in full swing. NFL is in full swing. Game of the week is actually on Monday night. The 9/11 game is great. It's Aaron Rodgers in his first game starting for the New York Jets against Josh Allen and the Bills. That spread is at -2 for the Bills there. I like the Bills in the opener down there.
I think the Jets will be taking down New York on 9/11.
Yep, that That's Dan's joke, and it's a good one. He's not here, but he would have appreciated it, and I appreciate you saying it. Okay? I do.
In memory of Dan.
Yeah, no, I do. I think the Jets need a little time to get it all together, and I think it'll be fine for the rest of the year. But I'm going Bills in the opener there. Bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros, doubling that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Turn your love of sports into your new side hustle today over at mybookie.com. Next up, California bill is set to criminalize hitting looters. Huh? Hitting looters? Is that what we're calling them now? And a significant development. Senate Bill 553 obtained a resounding 29-8 House votes in the California State Senate on May 31st, 2023. The bill, introduced by State Senator David Cortez, that's fun. That takes you back to the 90s. Little VJ there from MTV, aims to address workplace violence, especially in the Bay Area, where recent incidents of workplace shootings have left the community in shock. According to Senator Cortez, the legislation is designed to protect non-security workers from being confronted by shoplifters and requires retail employees to undergo training on how to respond to such situations. Are you fucking kidding me? For $15 an hour at a Mervyn's, you now want these employees to go through training on what to do if they're confronted by shoplifters? I'm not doing that fucking job,
well,
bro.
they could be arrested now and sued for trying to stop the shoplifter.
Oh, my
God, this is
dude.
the deal.
That is
That's
crazy.
not new. So not a lot of people know this, but I think the reason you instinctively named me Hot Bob is that I used to be a model.
Did you really?
I was a Hollister model.
For like the real one, like Hollister.
Hollister. Now, let me put the caveat on that's just what they call anyone who works the floor at Hollister.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked at a Hollister in college. A couple friends from sororities managed it, and they just gave me the job. Anyway, you were not allowed to confront a shoplifter.
No chase policy.
What?
No chase policy.
Don't touch. But here's where it gets crazy. I don't know if I told this story in air before. One time, we didn't have a shoplifter. We had, I guess a pedophile. I really don't know how else to put it. There was a guy who I was working the dressing rooms, and that was the best job because you just stood there. You didn't have to fucking fold. You didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You just stood there, and you're like, how many items you got? You give him a tag. You got 4 hanging on the outside of the dressing room.
Yeah.
Whatever. So one time, this guy comes in, college kid, wearing his fraternity letters, which seemed bold. And he, had however many items, and I was like, 5, whatever, take that one. And then a manager comes up to me, and he's like, hey, fucking watch that guy. He peeps on little girls in the dressing rooms.
Jesus Christ.
Next
At Hollister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he was peeping on 13-year-olds, right? He's just like a 20-year-old.
All right.
And I'm like, should we pull him out of there and beat the shit out of him, or just throw him out of the fucking store? And they're like, no, we can't do anything. We can call mall security, but by the time they get here, usually he's gone. I'm like, so what do you want me to do? And they're like, just watch his feet. He's gonna get on his tippy toes. You just gotta ask if everything's all right in there, or whatever, just to keep his feet down.
Right.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding?
Jesus
And they were
Christ.
like, yeah, that's all we can do. And I was like, okay. So I would watch his feet. He'd pop up, try to peep on the girl next door, and I'd be like, or I'd be like, everything all right in there? You need anything, buddy?
Yeah.
Need a different size? And he'd be like, no. And I bothered him too much, and he left after 2 minutes.
Okay. So this has been
Wearing
going on
his
for a while.
letters.
Well, look, I guess hearing it out loud from you, Bob, I did other things there, but whatever, that's fine. We're different people. I guess you would have to think of the lawsuit against the company itself, and if the guy got harmed, and which, look, in real life, who gives a fuck that a pedophile got harmed? So I guess that's why they're doing it. However, this bill has sparked controversy and received criticism from numerous small business owners, lawmakers, and law enforcement personnel. They argue that SB 553 will inadvertently encourage shoplifting and lead to increased in crime rates.
100%.
Yes.
I'm going in, I'm shoplifting, I'm picking a fight with you, and then I'm suing you
Yeah.
for trying to stop me for my God-given American right to shoplift.
We've shown the footage on this show for, I don't know, the last, 3 or 4 months of these flash mobs that are rioting stores in California
We've
and all
been
that
showing
shit.
this since Wilmington.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a while now, but with that, I think the law, in California is anything under $1,000 now, $1,000. The police can't do anything, and they won't do anything for it. And it's just a little slap on the ding dong, and then you're out of there.
But I think it matters for the group, and that's why if you do it together, it's that cumulative total. So if you got 30 of them together,
Right. You can get $30K worth of shit from
Yeah.
the stores and everything else. We're all fucked if this is what we're
amortizing
doing.
the cost of the high-ticket items across the gang.
Yeah, I mean, shit, man. Maybe it's me. I grew up in Georgia. I feel like everybody had a shotgun behind the fucking counter or above them, wherever they were. Any fucking store, restaurant, bar. Hey, man, you steal, you're going to get shot, and that's kind of the rules here. How this all switched into criminals now having rights, even in the guy we talked about in Melbourne getting raped. Sorry, not your house. Can't break in, can't do any of that shit. If you get raped and die, well, that was your choice to break into somebody else's house and you're on their property. They can do whatever you want at that point.
I don't think it's legal to rape anyone anywhere. I don't think there's a rape safe space. There is a murder safe space.
It should be in your house, though, right?
I mean, you could kill someone in your
For
house.
a burglar? For a burglar, I think you should be able to rape the burglar if it's inside your house.
There is one safe space.
Where's that?
The Vatican.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's all walled off. Yeah, no, there's no immigrants getting in there, brother.
I'm not in the mood for this religious persecution.
Yeah, unless they're 12-year-olds. Unless they're 12-year-old migrants trying to get in there, they'll let them right in. But other than that, stay out. Stay out. The legislation mandates that employers develop workplace violence prevention plans as part of the California OSHA Injury Illness Prevention Plan. There you go. That's exactly what I thought it was. Setting new standards that prohibit store employees from retaliating against thieves. At a recent rally, protesters specifically called on the Assembly Appropriations Committee to reconsider the legislation. There's an owner from the Sacramento Valley truck stop. Yep. Let that sink in. One would imagine they would have just a rack full of guns behind them. Apparently they don't. That they expressed their apprehension, stating that SB 533 allows all shoplifters to come to the store and grab whatever they need. I agree. How is this not encouraging shoplifting here? If you can't do anything and you're not allowing the business owner to fight back, what's stopping anyone from just walking in these stores, stealing what they want as long as it's under $1,000 and walking right the fuck out of there?
Remember that photo we put up of the guy with the tucked-in shirt stealing?
Yeah.
Isn't that the world they want? Where it's just like, just take it, I guess.
That's what it feels like, and I don't
Everyone's
really
respectful about
understand
Just
it.
like, I'm gonna help you carry this out to your car as you steal it.
Mm-hmm. And the problem is with all of this, because this is Dan's not here today, but I guarantee he gave me this name to fuck up. Parmajit Kahara, which is obviously. Well, it's an Indian, okay? It's an Indian that owns a fucking gas station, all right? I hate to be on the stereotype today, but it is. That's why you come to this country for the American dream. Now everybody's just going to steal all your shit once you can finally build up enough money to buy a gas station. And there's nothing over $1,000 inside of a gas station. There's not one goddamn thing.
No.
Nothing. So
But
what?
there's a
Yes, what's to
400%
stop
markup on
everybody?
everything.
Yeah. What's to stop anybody from rolling in there, getting some Snickers, maybe some sunglasses, and some lighter fluid, and then just bouncing out of there? I don't really understand this at all. Bottom line is, this bill would formally criminalize fighting back against looters. So have fun with it. Huge shock that this is in California. Who would have guessed it?
They should make a new Ocean's 11 where George Clooney just walks in, takes $1 million, says "suck my dick," and leaves, and it's like 8 minutes long.
That's it. That's it. Just have the 2-minute trailer is all you really need.
Yeah, he just walks in, takes a giant bag of money.
Yeah.
Andy Garcia's standing there and says, "Suck my dick, do something," and then just walks out, and then the roll credits.
It's him, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt. Get the old cast back together for just a 2-minute movie, just a 2-minute short. They still give away Oscars for shorts now, and then they just walk into the Bellagio. Wasn't the Bellagio in that movie?
Yep.
Yeah, they just walk into the Bellagio. They take everything. They take all the money from the cages, and they're like, "Fuck off." And Andy Garcia's like, "Well played, well played, sir."
And this is
Well
2024.
played." Yeah. Boing! And it's, the fountains are in the background. They're all walking out, smiling, bags full of
Yeah,
cash.
Claire de Lune is the song. Claire de Lune is playing. But they just walked in. They took it, and they're like, "Blow me." And then,
Oh, boy. It's where we're headed, dude. I mean, we're headed there.
Are we dumb for not stealing at this point?
I thought about it. We were at the UCF game, and there was somebody dodgy. Dan took us to the bookstore. We wanted to get some merch. We always try to support whatever school we're at, and we'll wear their merch and their gear. We got some T-shirts, hats, all that stuff. It was awesome. I think it was like a Barnes & Noble converted into like a...
Barnes & Noble?
Yeah, Delco.
Really?
Was it a Barnes & Noble that was converted into...
It's just an on-campus Barnes & Noble, so it has merch.
But it was
yeah.
packed full of like the dopest merch of all time.
Yeah, it's just the
It
bookstore.
was a collab almost.
Yeah, I've never been to a Barnes & Noble that had merch though before,
Noble.
and it was rad. Yeah, the Noble, and so we walked in there, and there was a guy who was trying on shit and kind of looking towards the door, looking at the thing and everything else, and there was a security guard there by the front door, and there
He
was
needs to be employed.
there was a metal detector. Well, I mean, look, the first thing I thought was, all right, this guy looks like he's about to steal, but there was a security guard there at the metal detector. And so it appeared as if, because we're in Florida, that motherfucker would have been roped up, I think. But I also don't know what Florida's laws are. This is California, obviously, so it's different. But that's what I was immediately thinking that. I was like, shit, is this going to start happening more and more? Will we just see people casually walk in, take whatever they want, and walk the fuck out because nobody's going to do anything about it? I mean, if you want to go back to, me getting my car stolen here in Austin, Texas, they didn't fucking care. Like, nobody gave a shit. I gave them the goddamn address of where the car was at.
That's the bad. It's like, here's where it is. My friend has a photo of it right now. Can you please just send someone in the area?
Trey Wetzel, dude, found the car in 44 minutes with the address that I provided on my fucking phone. And the San Antonio police did nothing. Now, granted, we're here in Texas, not California, but if you don't care about a stolen car, it was a fucking Raptor, let's be honest.
Yeah. Like,
Pretty expensive.
We put values on crimes, right? Like we put dollar amounts on things. It's a Raptor.
Yeah. It's a goddamn Raptor.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money, and they don't care. So if they don't care about a fucking Raptor, you think they're going to give a shit about a fucking Smash Mouth hat? No, they're not. R.I.P., by the way. Steve Hallwell, but Mr. James Edward Smash Mouth, who died. But they're not going to give a shit about the tie-dyed bandanas, the sunscreen, the zinc oxide, none of that. Take the box. Take a whole fucking box full of Skittles if you want. That's not really going to make a dent. But I think this is going to keep happening more and more in different places, and it sucks. And the laws have to change. This isn't going to help. Even trying to get these fucking laws passed like they did takes forever. And now trying to reverse it on top of that. I mean, this vote wasn't close. This was 29-8.
If Dan was here, he could probably give a better insight into this. But California does have ballot provisions.
Okay.
So they could get something on the ballot and vote to probably override this. This sounds like the type of thing. Like, for example, the homeless the camping ban, or the striking down of the camping ban in Austin.
Yeah.
Right? City council did that.
Yeah.
Kind of unilateral. I mean, the city council does, right? So they passed that law. You can camp anywhere. And then got it on private groups got it on the ballot to undo that and won.
I hope so, but I don't know.
This sounds like the type of thing that even California would be like, absolutely not.
One would think, right? But I mean, we just covered the New York City shit. Like, one would think, but I don't know that they care. Like, it feels like they don't care.
Also, has no one told the rest of the homeless in California that they can just steal? Because I feel like some of them don't know it.
That's
yet.
what I don't get
'Cause
either.
There's so many of them.
Because there's what, 2.3 million homeless in Los Angeles alone, or
How many
something
were
crazy
in Skid
like
Row?
that.
Like 200,000.
But here's the thing: if they got together and just had like an IATSE or some form of organized union there, they could form a World War Z of homeless people and just overtake these fucking stores, dude.
Well, they become the mafia. Then they start brokering with corporate. And we're
Yeah.
like, we're only gonna take down Targets.
Fuck
and we're
yeah,
only gonna
dude.
take down the Whole Foods. And we're just like, how much do you want to pay us to not destroy all of your stores?
What they need is a homeless John Gotti out there who's willing to be like, all right, I'm going to lead this shit, and we're going to start taking back what's
You
ours.
probably also need a drug addiction to be able to communicate with
Probably.
them in a little bit, but you got to keep it under control.
The weird thing is, I think the first stop would be a Burlington coat factory.
What you're wrong about is it's not going to be the mafia. It's going to be like Mance Raider, king
Yeah.
of the wildlings.
Yeah. But look, you got to start.
Today we hit the red stars.
Exactly, dude. You got to start small and then think bigger after that. One of them's got to shake their way out of it and start dressing in the nice suits that you're stealing. If you're going to take the time to break into a Hugo Boss, take that suit and mafia it up, dude. Be the homeless fucking mafia. That would be
Amazon
great.
starts funding it to destroy the brick and mortars to push everyone more to Amazon.
Yeah, dude. And then you're putting the system on trial. Putting stick into your man, dog. But it would be sweet though to see a homeless
Controlling
mafia,
the homeless
dude.
is the answer, Ross.
Didn't you say they boarded up all the, or was it the girl on the show yesterday, Sabanya? She was a fun guest, by the way. Was it her or you that said that they were boarding up all the stores in Beverly Hills? Is that true?
I haven't been to Beverly Hills in a while, so I imagine she said that.
Find Google a pic and see if they did board it up. I'll be able to tell you if it's true. I used to roll through there all the time.
Beverly Hills.
My agents were there and all that shit. It's not like I could afford that fucking bullshit, but not that I would want it anyways. But I think this homeless mafia shit would be dope, dude, if they were all suited and booted, just out in these streets and really walked it, but they were missing teeth and all that other shit.
Yeah, they're still crazy. The hair's still bad.
Fucking wild. Still look like Nick Nolte's mugshot.
All right,
That
so
would be
here's-
fucking dope.
Here's a video from, you'll know if this is Beverly Hills or not.
Okay. Oh, they get Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper.
So it
on
doesn't
this
look
one.
boarded up so much as they do. Well, that's not even boarded up. That's just papered up. It looks just mostly like they closed
Yeah.
or left.
Brooks Brothers. Chipotle? They shut down Chipotle? God damn it. Okay.
I mean, there's some boarded up stores on Barton Springs in Austin.
All right, go back to that one with the green ivy back there. All right, so that one, the green ivy one, that used to be a fucking dope-ass restaurant back in. It used to be like a Wolfgang Puck's back in the day. So yeah, this is all real. All this shit is boarded up. That's sad. So I think that Nike Town was actually one of the ones that got hit, and they were fucking tired of the bullshit. Now, the biggest issue with this, and I'm glad you were able to find this footage and put it up on screen, is a lot of the taxes for Beverly Hills and in major cities like that come from these businesses. Like, these rents are super high. I don't know how these people are going to afford these mortgages now that the businesses are boarded up. They're more than likely going to have to leave. You're probably going to have to sell most of these properties at
They're
this
going to
point.
be upside down on their mortgage,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The
I
retail's
don't know
gone,
how
the
we're not
residential's
headed for
worthless.
a full-on economic collapse here in the next year. It seems unavoidable at this point. If we're just going to board up all these stores and leave these cities the way they are as just ghost towns, and then we're like, all right, cool, forget it, because crime will still find a way out. Even with me, I live in the fucking suburbs out here of Austin, and they're like, cool, man, we've gotten all the shit we can from downtown. We're coming out to your neighborhoods now. Fuck you. And I think that's what's going to happen
That's
here.
when we go full Aubrey. We leave all our stuff. All our worldly possessions no longer make us happy.
Mm-hmm.
Orgies in the desert.
So I know you're kidding about that, but that when I was towards the tail end of my years in Los Angeles, that was the solution for a while, where they said, look, when you go to sleep and your car's out in the driveway or in the streets, pop the trunk. I'm not kidding. Pop the trunk. Make sure it's empty. Roll down all your windows. Leave your doors unlocked. Take everything out of your center console and your what's the front thing? The glove box. Take everything out of there. Leave those open as well. That way, when the thieves roll through at night, they don't fuck up your vehicles as well. And if we have to live in a society where hey, dude, we have to leave everything unlocked, open, empty, and all that other shit just to fucking get around.
I suggest one more thing, though.
What's that?
You take 5 singles and you fold them like down the middle like you would at a strip club, and you leave them on the seat.
For what?
A little tip.
Oh, yeah, that's next. I think
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, don't fuck it up. Like, because
the next step
Right, 'cause
is
they're
they
gonna
put
get
an
mad.
iPad where the horn is, and then you have to press the tip button on the horn of like, how was my car? Was it awesome? Do you want to leave 15%, 18%, 20%? Can you tip me for stealing all of my shit?
you know if they don't find anything, they just get angry and fuck it up.
Oh, fuck yeah. Delco. That happens to Delco all the
so
goddamn
you leave
time,
you
dude.
leave a 5.
Yeah.
To be like, look, man, like just please don't fuck my shit up.
Don't fuck my shit up. Like, I don't really get it. Delco started leaving pictures and fun things like the Joker and everything else. What happened with that? We never actually checked back in with you.
I don't know. I didn't have a camera in the car, but I did see somebody opened and found the jigsaw picture that said, let's play a game. So I'd like to see their face.
Oh, they did find it, though?
They did find it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what else is awesome? Bubs Naturals, our next sponsor. BubsNaturals.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off. Choosing the name Bubs for the brand came easily to Sean and his business partner TJ, as the brand stands for improving overall health and wellness. And Glenn Bub Doherty was always on a mission to find the fountain of youth. He loved adventure, and he loved living a healthy lifestyle. Bubs Naturals is a tribute to former Navy SEAL Glenn Bub Doherty, a national hero who laid down his life saving Americans in Benghazi. Glenn's call sign in the Navy was Bub. Glenn Bub Doherty stood for self-improvement and was always helping others. That DNA is woven into the Bubs brand. Bubs donates 10% of all profits to charity in Glenn's honor, starting with the Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation. And on Veterans Day, they donate 100% of proceeds to the Glenn Doherty Foundation. Now, what do they have over there? They got the best collagen on the planet. What is that? It helps your skin look shiny, smooth, young. It's hard looking 33 all the time. It's hard out there, dude. Anybody past the age of 25 is probably taking collagen. It's about 20 grams of protein in each scoop. Everybody pumps in a couple to start off the day. Keeps your hair nice, your fingernails, your face. It's all the stuff that you need in this world that usually you have to go to Beverly Hills if it's not boarded up and get it injected into you. But this collagen protein, you just pop in a couple scoops and you're good to go. Gigantic fan of it. It's keto and paleo diet approved as well. And it's heat tolerant. So you can put it in anything. Doesn't really matter what you do. I put mine in the coffee. I also put the MCT oil powder in there. This will be your new favorite functional coffee creamer. MCT oil powder is vegan and keto friendly. MCT oil powder is for mental focus and energy as well. This is shit you're already taking. Instead of going to GNC, get it from a company that supports veterans. Highly recommends their apple vinegar gummies. I'm taking all the things here when I start my day, and Bubs is always on that list. Go to bubsnaturals.com. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off. Get that collagen protein, that MCT oil powder over there. Don't forget those apple vinegar gummies at bubsnaturals.com, where you're going to use the promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off. Next up, the diarrhea horror. Oh, God, this story will not go away. Each and every hour, it just seems to get worse and worse. If you haven't heard about it, we talked about it on Ross Patterson Revolution the other day. A plane was forced to turn around just 2 hours after takeoff when a passenger suffered a horrific bout of diarrhea while on board a plane. And he ended up, was it a she, Bob? Did we confirm it? Was it a he or a she there?
It was a woman, yep.
It was a woman. That's confirmed.
Yes, that is confirmed.
Now, my other prediction was that we would have a pic or a video of this woman, unless they were dead. What do you think?
As far as I know, there is no, there's no picture of the
They're
woman.
probably dead then.
I
think they are.
Dead.
I think they are. You can go ahead and show the footage here, Bob, and pop up the pics. The Delta flight was en route from Atlanta to Barcelona when it had to make the decision to turn around after a passenger suffered diarrhea all through the plane. Now, if you're saying to yourself, Ross, there's no way it was all through the plane. Yes, it was. It was 20 rows to be specific. And yes, we do have footage of it, which we will play right now. Look at that. Oh boy. That's a fucking crime scene. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here for our PR earlier.
Yeah, you weren't there for this, Giorgio. This one's bad, man. The audio recording from the cockpit suggests the flight crew claimed there was a medical issue on board flight's Delta 194. These gross images, which you just saw from inside the cabin, showed the mess in the middle of the aisle with dozens of passengers nearby abandoning their seats, and rightfully so. Passengers said staff used a vanilla-scented disinfectant spray as they journeyed back to Atlanta, but one passenger said it just made things worse. It always does, doesn't it? You throw a little Glade in there after bombing somebody's toilet, it smells worse.
I disagree. I think you only think it smells worse if you're actually faced with the unscented just diarrhea.
Yeah, but then you've got the diarrhea plus the scented version on top of it. Then you got to live with that. That's in your clothes.
It's a distraction. You need the vanilla distraction, even if it doesn't cover it up. And you need something to get your mind away.
Yeah, and as this story continues to unfold throughout the week, the new information was from the video footage you just saw. It took 5 hours to clean this out of the flight. I'm surprised that they were able to use the same goddamn plane at that point. Like, for real.
There must have been no other plane to get.
That's what I don't. That's what I don't understand. And like, look, this is my hometown airport. Hartsfield is huge. They've got a million goddamn planes. This is the hub for Delta. This was a Delta flight. You're telling me there was no other international planes that you could have put these people on? So the people had to deboard the plane, and then they were off for about 8 hours before being let back on. And then they got to Barcelona sometime around, 5 a.m. or whatever it was.
It's probably a massive plane carrying
It's
international.
huge. It's a huge international plane, dude. If you've ever flown international, it's a big boy plane, but I would have thought
and you
they would have had
back on
something.
knowing it's there. Is she getting? Did she go?
No, look. My personal belief is that she's dead. And again, this is Bob digging through Reddit earlier in the week to find out that this was a woman. My personal feeling is she's dead. I also feel that if in today's day and age of social media and everything else, somebody has a video of this and probably has not released it because this person probably died. Now, they did say that paramedics had to board the flight and pull this person out on a stretcher. So I think that's where shit got dicey, pun intended there. Okay. And they were like, hey, we can't post this footage because whoever does it is the asshole in this, another pun intended there. And I think this is a real shitty situation.
To put myself in this person's clothes.
Or underpants. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've been here before when I was in Thailand.
Not this bad.
Yeah, no. Like
20 rows worth of diarrhea?
Yes, there's only one time in which something even similarly close to this, where you can't take any sips of water. It immediately comes out both sides. This sounds like it only came out one, but it was of that nature. You do feel like you're dying. Like, I literally thought I was going to die. I'm laying on cold floor.
I get it.
And then hearing that person had to...
I get it. And what I had heard was that the stewardess had asked the person to turn around as the flight took off, and then it was just uncontrollable, and then it went everywhere. But look, that carnage that we just showed on screen there's no way that person lived. I mean, that's, 28, 30 pounds of shit that got evac'd from somebody's bowels there. There's no way this person's still alive. And I argue this is like a Sixth Sense situation that there is probably video or pictures of this person, but they're dead, and now they don't want to spoil who this is, or just be the cocksucker who put up the person who died from a bowel explosion on the plane, because then their family's going to have to see that, and then they're going to be, I told you, dude, the internet's a cruel place on Ross Patch Revolution. I said this. They're going to name them like the Dookie Girl or the Diarrhea Chick or whatever the catchy name is going to be, and then this person has to live with this the rest of their life if they are alive.
How bad's it going to suck if she's hot?
I don't know that I'd be able to get that out of my mind.
And that's what I'm saying. It ruins you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go from being a hot girl to plain dookie.
I get you, man. But this one's bad. It's been, I don't know, 3-4 days now, and we don't have an image of this person yet. I truly believe this person is deceased, and somebody got on the old horn there in the plane and said, hey guys, let's not post any social media pics or anything about this until we find out what exactly happened to the passenger after they were transported to the hospital there. Because we don't have any word on that. And this story, as the week has gone on, has gotten worse and worse and worse and continues to grow. We would know who this is at this point. Like the hot fucking girl who was saying, you're not real, and all this stuff. We found out who she was instantly. And
Did we, or is she not real?
She's real.
Because I've heard that's not her.
She's real hot. No, that's definitely her. She's real hot. She got on that flight without makeup, dog. And now she's all made up, and you're like, oh, shit. Okay.
I'm starting to believe that person ain't real, too.
Man, I get it. Next up, Harvard sucks. Harvard University is officially 2023's worst school for free speech, apparently. The Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression released its annual college free speech rankings on Wednesday, which dubbed the state of free speech at the Ivy League school abysmal. I'm not totally surprised, said Sean Stevens, the director of polling and analytics over there, who told the Post, we've done these rankings for years now, and Harvard is consistently near the bottom. Despite being the most acclaimed academic institution in the country, Harvard received a 0.0 free speech ranking on a 100-point scale. That's a full 11 points behind the worst school there, too. The next worst school there. Harvard School was dragged down by the fact that 9 professors and researchers there faced calls to be punished or fired based on what they had said or written, and 7 of the 9 were actually professionally disciplined. I thought it would be pretty much impossible for a school to fall below 0, but they've had so many scholar sanctions. Stevens said the score is calculated based on factors including how strong the school's policies in favor of free speech are and how many professors, students, and campus speakers have been targeted by authorities in their speech. Bonuses are applied too, also if the school's administration stand up for the rights of those whose free speech was threatened. Look, what is free speech at Harvard? Have you guys ever been there? Has anybody ever journeyed out to Harvard before?
Have not been.
I have. So I shot a TV show there on campus. I didn't see one white person. I barely met anybody who spoke English. So I'm not sure that this is a free speech issue. I don't know if anybody's talking to each other. And this will go back to that case where one of the admissions people at Harvard was popped about admitting Asians and then specifically not admitting Asians with tiger moms because they're not taught to be social in these situations. I'm not really sure if this is a free speech issue or just the fact that nobody speaks to each other at Harvard, which also, if you're there to learn, to my knowledge, at least, and as the rumor goes with Harvard, it's the greatest university in America. It's Harvard, right? Are you really there to stand on a soapbox and preach, or are you there to learn? I don't really give a fuck about this, but I'm also not really surprised either. The fact that somebody's actually spending money on this at every single school and university across the country to figure out who's good or bad at free speech is also pretty fucking bizarre. One would think that money would go to better places, but good for you, Sean Stevens. You got a job somewhere at the Foundation of Individual Rights and Expression. Sounds like a fun one, Sean. Next up, come on, man. Come on. Social media users erupted on Twitter after video appeared to show President Joe Biden leaving a White House Medal of Honor ceremony early before the closing prayer. Users accuse Biden of having bolted out of the room and disrespecting the U.S. military veteran receiving the nation's highest military honor. The incident took place Tuesday just after Biden placed the medal on former U.S. Army Captain Larry Taylor. Taylor, who is 81, received the medal for heroic action during the Vietnam War. In 1968, the then first lieutenant Taylor flew his helicopter into harm's way to rescue 4 of his comrades who were surrounded by the enemy and facing certain death. You got that video there, Bob? Go ahead and play that. There it is. Look at that. Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's Joe going there? I don't really get it. He's out of there. See ya. Now look at poor Larry here. 91 years old, standing up there by himself. He doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Did he not have a handler? Because obviously
The White House usually does.
Right,
Where are they at?
Biden leaving or not leaving, Biden's not the one that's going to tell him what to do. This poor guy, no one's going to come up and be like, okay, buddy, you're good,
What happened to the whole team there?
There's no one.
I know. And having been to the White House, there's not one room that you can go in where there isn't 4 fucking handlers that work there. So I don't understand this whatsoever. The other thing too, and this will go back to the top of the show with the Hunter Biden sitch that we were chatting about. This is the day after. Did something happen to him in this moment where he just went home and went to the doctor and they were like, hey, dude, we're all done. You can't fucking run for president anymore in 2024. We got to get you out of here, friend. You're just walking off in the middle of nowhere and kind of wandering. And if we don't have some form of dog leash around you, we don't know if we can keep you safe anymore. So that's what I tend to believe here at this point. The Hunter Biden story on back-to-back days right after this one happened doesn't really make any sense unless you want to get him out of there. This gives Biden the perfect out to say, hey, I'm going to take care of Hunter and the charges and all this other shit. Dr. Jill Biden and I are going to take him home, and she's going to use her doctor skills on him, and we're just going to retire to that beach in Delaware that you always see us at this point. The wild thing is, I haven't seen any Democrats really respond to this and say that this is sad and we should have him resign at this point. Because on the Republican side, this just happened to Mitch McConnell. Did you see fucking the Mitch glitch again this week?
Number 6 or number 7?
Man, same thing, man. And it's, it immediately started trending. My first thing was get these motherfuckers out of there. And that stupid bitch, JoJo from Jers, who gets paid by the Democratic Party to tweet, and there's a lot of them. And by the way, all those numbers are rigged. I responded to it, and there was 18 bot accounts that immediately replied to it with different replies, and they don't go anywhere, and they were just created and all this other shit. It's a weird world we live in. But at no point is any Democrat really calling for him to resign for shit like this, when on the Republican side, get Mitch McConnell and these fucking old bastards out of there, man. If you're not mentally capable to stand there and do your job, you got to get the fuck out of there. Look, this could be a massive fucking guess on my part, but I think these two stories line up in the same days because something is planned to get him out of there to take care of Hunter and to protect Hunter and maybe pardon him on the way out. Because I don't see Hunter doing any jail time for the gun charge thing. This walking off into space gives them the perfect out to do it. Then you can pardon him on the way out and kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. And then the Democrats still have 13 months to focus on whoever their candidate's going to be. That's just my guess and my theory on all this shit at the end of the day. And with McConnell, bro, you gotta fucking go. Just go home and go 9-9. You're 81. I think they're both 81 years old. Just go home. Go 9-9. You've got all the money. You've got all the things in this world. The power is only fun if you're mentally able to enjoy it. And neither of you are at this point. Just go. Get out of there. Eat your ice cream. Sit on the beach. McConnell, go back into a fucking turtle shell, whatever the fuck it is you're doing down there. Get out of politics altogether. Same with Feinstein. Let's clean house and get these fucking people out of there, dude, if you can't do your goddamn job. Speaking of the beach, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to unleash the beach beast within you. This summer, Manscaped is here to help you level up your beach game with their new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. They're going past waist deep into the grooming game and diving headfirst into your facial hair fantasies. The Beard Hedger is a game changer, allowing you to shape your beard like a true beach babe. So this summer, let the beach balls bounce and turn heads all over the place. Visit manscaped.com. Use the promo code DrinkinBros for 20% off plus free shipping. It's time to tame your mane. Say goodbye to your stubble trouble with Manscaped's Beard Hedger Pro Kit. This is one guard on here, all right? It's 20 links. You can throw away all the fucking guards in your drawer. I know they're all filled up to the top. I don't know how many Delco has or how many D'Anthony has there. Get rid of them. You don't need it in there. What's coming in this kit, you ask? Well, they got the beard shampoo. They got the conditioner there for your beard because let's face it, hair on your face is different than the hair on your head. It's a little more coarse. It requires different products. They're also giving you the Manscaped beard oil there, and this helps relieve dryness both on the beard and skin beneath while adding a little shimmer and shine. You can cap that kid off with the Beard Balm, which is a pomade that shapes, styles, and moisturizes and tames for that sculpted look to attract any fellows or dames. Whatever you choose, I don't care. I'm not going to judge you, God damn it. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 free gifts: a beard brush, a comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code DrinkinBros at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. Don't forget to use the code DrinkinBros. Manscaped Beard Hedger. 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths. Ooh. Look at you, Manscaped. Next up, Canada's a shithole. Huge shock. I feel like the whole world's gone now at this point. And it could be just me. D'Anthony could be dead. He could be dead right now. And it's all gone to shit. The trial for organizers of Canada's infamous Freedom Convoy began Tuesday with prosecutors insisting the trial is not about political beliefs, but for the method of protest that occurred, which they claim was anything but peaceful. This case is not about their political views. Tim Radcliffe, one of the lead prosecutors, told the court in his opening remarks, what's at issue is the means they employed, not the ends. I can't believe any of this is going to trial whatsoever here. This is the first time I'm actually hearing of it. D'Anthony actually writes the news every single week. This is a fucking shock to me. So not only did they shut their country down and they tried to open it back up and everybody lost money on the whole sitch, now they're going to try these people? Police arrested Tamara Litch and Chris Barber, along with other organizers in February 2022, after an almost a month of protests in Ottawa. The protesters demanded an end to the federal mask and vaccine mandates during the COVID-19 pandemic. Critics also argue that the protests took aim at the wider liberal Canadian government. Well, the best way to do that is to prosecute the other side. God, it's almost like that's happening somewhere. Where is that? Where is that? Up. It's the United States of America. We're doing it here with Trump and with all the J6ers here. Now, the truckers remain parked outside Canada's Parliament building, honking their horns and revving their engines throughout the protest. The city deemed the protests an occupation. I'm going to use air quotes on that one. And the Crown prosecution will now make its case over the course of the 13-day trial, with another 6 days in October, that the gridlock tactics protesters use amounted to dangerous action. Police charged Licht and Barber, along with other organizers, with mischief, counseling others to commit mischief, intimidation, and obstructing police. Radcliffe accused the pair of not only urging people to go to Ottawa, but to remain there with their infamous Hold the Line rally call. Canada's National Post reported he argued that the pair's actions crossed the line, and in doing so, they committed multiple crimes. One of the charges relates to breaking a noise ordinance in the city's downtown area. Are we really doing this? Are we really doing a fucking full 13-day trial for breaking a noise ordinance as well? Due to the persistent horn honking. Oh, God, dude. Fucking Canada. Ottawa's residents also complained of harassment during the protests and daily disruptions, the BBC reported. Prosecutors have said that the organizers could face up to 10 years in prison if found guilty for breaking the noise ordinance. Lick's lawyer, Lawrence Greenspan, stressed in a statement to the BBC that the central issue will be whether the actions of the two of the organizers of a peaceful protest should warrant any criminal sanction, and that he did not expect a trial of the Freedom Convoy as a whole. All right. Lots to unpack here. First of all, Bob, do we even know how many years they're facing for something like this?
What's that up to 10?
Up to 10 years is what it is. Is that really going down though at this point? I mean, I look, I guess it's happening here for January 6th. People are getting 22 years and shit like that. But for this,
these guys didn't even break anything.
Didn't break anything.
I mean, like people on January 6th, they had to fucking break into a building or something. Like these guys just drove their cars on a road.
BLM set the goddamn building's on fire.
So I don't know what they're dealing. I guess maybe they broke a noise ordinance. They probably did break a noise ordinance. So fine them up $100 or whatever the fuck.
That's it. Move on with your fucking lives here.
Yeah, I mean, they they probably did something mildly illegal in that they broke a noise ordinance. So fuck it, send them their little ticket.
Oh, I mean,
and then go on your way
and move on with your lives here. I mean, with the BLM shit, CNN said it was fiery, but mostly peaceful there, as they just burned down buildings and all that shit. None of those people were tried at all.
But I mean, look, this is Canada, right? Like, Canadian prison. I think that's probably nicer than most American apartments.
Yeah,
just getting free rent.
But you don't want to go to prison. I mean, you're going to ruin your life and all that other shit.
I think Canada's pretty nice. I think Canada's a nice place to go to jail.
Well, Bob, would you like to go in their place?
We're confusing Canada with Norway.
Yeah.
Let's no.
I haven't been there, but this trial is absolutely fucking ridiculous. The other thing too is like, what do you do? I mean, it's essentially what, a dictatorship? Is it a democracy there where they vote? Do they vote in Parliament?
It's a parliamentary democracy situation.
Kind of like England, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, look.
They just don't have a First Amendment.
I would say vote out Trudeau, but everybody seems to love that guy up there, and I don't know that he's going anywhere.
None of my Canadian friends love Trudeau.
Who is it
Everyone
then?
hates
Who
him.
is voting for this fucking guy then across the board? I don't get it.
Well, they don't vote for him. Well, actually, I don't know how Canada works, but typically, like in the UK, you don't vote for the prime minister.
Great. Who does that?
You vote for the parliament, and then the parliament, whoever's run. So, like, imagine, like
Congress,
run Congress, and then they pick the president. Same sitch.
Okay. This is all fucked here in Canada. It's fucked everywhere. It's fucked the United States as well. I wonder if they'll bring that up in trial, though. I wonder if his lawyers will show some footage from the United States and be like, you want to see a real riot? Here was a real fucking riot, dude. People burned some shit to the goddamn ground and a bunch of people died. We're putting people on trial for honking horns in Canada? What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing anymore in this world?
I mean, considering how apologetic Canadians are, a honked horn might be violence there.
I guess so.
Right?
I
It's like
guess so.
if you get outside of a hockey rink, they just go totally soft.
I mean, what kind of world do we live in where you can't even rape a burglar in your own house anymore? Today's sad. It's sad, damn it. I don't know how we fix all this shit. I really don't. Canada, look, Trudeau seems to be there forever at this point, and he's not going anywhere. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with our side. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen in New York with all this other shit. They voted him in. I read his tweets and all that other stuff. He was the one who wanted the sanctuary city. All these people want this shit, and then when it actually happens and people are upset about it, then they kind of just put you on trial for it. I don't know how we fix all of it, to be honest with you. But we'll be here every day. Try to get you through it. We appreciate you joining us. Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. This one was submitted by Matt Latea from Pennsylvania. He's been a listener in Drinkin' Bros since 2017. He's nominating Dale Latea. Oh, and he put a nice pronunciation on the side of it, and it was Latte. No, he's just saying Latte. Oh, he's saying for Ross. Fuck you. Too late, dude. You should have led with that. God dang, you knew I was going to fuck up that name. I'm sorry, Matt Latte and Dale Latte. Cheers to you guys, though. Reason for the nomination. Oh, fuck, dude. And say they died. Say they died. Today was already dark, man. I just put alive or dead. Damn it, man. Now I have to apologize twice. Now I'm Canadian today. My dad, Dale, suddenly passed away last Wednesday. He taught us that you don't give up when things get hard and you never abandon your children. All 9 of us took turns putting you through hell, but never once did you raise your voice. You were always calm and collected and always a true man of God. May you rest in peace, Dad. Until we meet again, I will always love you. Cheers. Cheers to your father, Dale. I'm sorry. Damn it. Put deceased in the thing. Dang it, Ross. I didn't want to do that today. I didn't want to end it like that today. Let me find one more. But cheers to you, Matt. We appreciate you listening, and I'm sorry to hear about your father. I am here. I'll read one more. Easton Bush from South Carolina, who's been a listener since day motherfucking one, he says, is nominating Ricardo Stratford. Reason for the nomination, we were in the shit together. And then he puts ROTC there in quotation. He was the 3-year Hagen champion of the Edisto Beach, South Carolina heartland there. That's awesome. Father of 5, and he weighed close to 400. Heart of Mayo and an angel, loved his collection of raccoons. Man of God. He once drank 16 Bud Ices and peed out of his butt. He died of diabetes. Damn it, dude. Fuck. I read another Drinkin' Bro and he's dead too. Shit. Just say he's deceased. Fucks. He died of diabetes that is, he wasn't aware he had. Told him I'm making Drinkin' Bro of the week while they were putting him in the ground. Rest in power, brother. Fuck, dude. Look. I love you, Ricardo Stratford and Easton Bush. Thanks for the submission here. I can't read 10 more. Yeah, there you go. Pop it on Giorgio. Pop the camera on Giorgio. There you go. He's got a fist up of a rest in power back there. Rest in power, friends. We appreciate you tuning in to the show. As always, again, D'Anthony Holloway is currently getting tested for COVID. So we'll see if he makes the trip. Not sure what's going to happen, but the show will go on. As always, you know the rules here. All right. When I was in a coma, show went on. D'Anthony and Bob and the guys put on the show. D'Anthony's not here. Show goes on. We're going to give it to you. X going to give it to you every single day here. And a quick reminder, in Alabama tomorrow, we will be at Corks and Tops at 4:30 p.m. for a little hard AF seltzer tasting there in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Come on out and see us. We love to see your smiling faces. Buy some hard AF seltzer. I'll be drinking some with you. And then we are doing a show noon on Saturday, live from Rama Jamma, which is directly across the street from the stadium down there at University of Alabama for the University of Alabama versus Texas game. Mr. Clayton Crawford and AJ Buckley will be our guests over there. I heard it rages. I haven't partied in Alabama in a while, but everybody says this is kind of their go-to like afterward spot. They got booze, they got food, they got all the fun things. They got mimosa specials, mimosas over there at Rama Jamma. And you know I'm getting after it there. 6 p.m. kickoff, I believe, for the big game. Head on over to mybookie.com. Use the promo code Drinkin' Bros. Double your first deposit up to $1,000. And bet on the game with us if you're going. It's fun. You know, Daddy's going to have a little something on it, but I will post that in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook. It is free to join. Just don't be an asshole. That's where I post all my betting slips week by week. Thanks for joining us, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. Even though he's not here, I'm going to say his name. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.